Well, it's a beautiful day. This is April, I don't know, 10th or something. And it's the Saturday after Easter. And I'm hiking up a trail on Long's Peak, which is a national part of the Rocky Mountain. I don't know if it's technically it might be its own park, but it's in the Rocky Mountain National Park area. And Long's is a 14er, and I'm not going all the way to the top, but I'm going up to a hike that seems to be a really popular hike. It's up to Chasm Lake. And normally, probably most years, the snow would be really deep. It collects on the trail, and because that's the low spot, and really there wasn't hardly any snow at all for the first couple of miles. And now there's quite a bit of ice on packed snow on the trail, so you got to be careful because it's a nice day. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, so it's not any real issues. The sun doesn't go down until 7:30, but you do have to be careful because I don't have hiking poles or crampons or anything like that, and so just slipping could be a big problem. You could get hurt. Luckily there's a lot of people on the trail. That said, it's just an amazingly beautiful thing, and I've been thinking about doing this. I've come up to around this area a couple of times, but there was quite a bit of snow, and I wasn't prepared to hike through the snow. Today, being a warm winter, it's quite thawed out, so I think I'll probably make it all the way to the lake. But it's so beautiful. This snow melt is a cycle. It's so important to life, and the human life and animal life and plant life. Snow collects. It's pretty dry in most of the Rocky Mountains, and so a lot of the precipitation is snow that collects as the warmer air, moist air rises up from the Pacific, trying to go up over the Rocky Mountains. And of course, the up higher altitude is colder, so that air has got to go somewhere, so it goes up. And when it gets to the top of the mountains, where the air's colder, the moisture in the air precipitates out as snow, and it collects, and then it melts, and it fills up all the streams, and all the trees soak up all the water as it melts, and all the rivers and the animals drink and come out of hibernation, and it fills up the reservoirs for the humans. So it's a very, very important cycle. And what you don't think about as much is like all this snow that's melted around the trees and on the tree limbs as well. That's a tremendous amount of that is absorbed by the trees. So it looks like most of it's going into the river, into the stream, but these trees are holding phenomenal amounts of water, and they slowly use that water and soak up more water from the ground, and then slowly release that moisture back up into the atmosphere. And that's a big part of the precipitation cycle. And a lot of that moisture then continues on across the United States, where it falls out as rain, particularly again when it hits the Appalachian Mountains. It's the same process again. The air rises up, and the Appalachian Mountains are known for, the Rocky Mountains are known for a lot of snow. The Appalachian Mountains are known for a lot of rain. And the Appalachian Mountains, it's so beautiful there this time of year, and then through the summer, it rains it's like a rainforest, for half the year. And it's just tremendous amounts of rain. Sometimes it gets really, I guess, so much rain that it makes things a little difficult out there. Of course, occasionally there's flooding too, and big rock slides and mudslides and those sorts of things. But there's also a lot of moisture comes up from the Gulf of Mexico that also affects the Appalachians. So the Appalachians collect what moisture kind of rises up from here, and still makes its way across the country, but also a huge amount of moisture, most of the moisture coming up off the warm Gulf of America and precipitating out over the Appalachians, and just so lush. The forests there are just so lush and green, and beautiful. So there's lots of beautiful hikes, but one that I remember really well was, I got a couple of pictures of from years ago, was hiking up Grandfather Mountain with Festus and Grizz. And that was just a beautiful hike at, I think, Thanksgiving, and there was snow on the ground on that hike. But the dogs loved it, and I remember how all the rhododendra, even though it was cold and foliage was off of most of the trees, the rhododendra are evergreens, and how lush and green they were all along the creeks and everything. So it's just a chance to talk about how beautiful this planet is, and how observing it and with gratitude is so much of an important part of what life's about. So I love you.